Well, one, she shouldn't be voting. She should be not in the White House, number one.
Whoa. She shouldn't be voting. She should not be. What are you talking about? I just asked you a question. I need you to focus, MAGA, okay? We have a MAGA supporter on. His name is Aaron. Hello, Aaron. Where are you calling from?
Hey, we talked last week. I'm from Michigan, and you said I had a Klan rally, and I didn't. And
okay, so what would you like to talk about today? I really don't want to talk about the call last week. What you got for me today, Aaron?
Yeah, so I just sorry, I got a little distracted here just looking at pictures of Sydney Sweeney on my laptop. But anyway, I want to talk about Trump and Mar-a-Lago.
And she was how old?
What?
How old were the pictures? How old was she in the pictures you were looking at?
Oh, just the other day, the American Eagle ad.
Okay, so what did you want to talk about today, Aaron?
Oh, yeah, just distracted. Anyway, yeah, so I think Trump is correct. I mean, he knew what was going on. He got rid of the guy as soon as he's known. I mean, it's just a document.
Then why won't he release the files? Then why won't he release the files?
He legally can.
Not true. Not true. Hold on. Let's just backtrack, Aaron, because we like to be factual on this show. If Pam Bondi and Donald Trump wanted to release the files and redact some of the victims, they could do it today, period. So what you are saying is not factually accurate. Now, let me ask you a question, Aaron, okay? A guy that bragged about grabbing women by the genitals, a guy that went into teenage girls' locker rooms without their permission, a guy who has 25 women who have accused him of rape or sexual assault, including his ex-wife in court documents, a guy who was once best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, who's in pictures with him dozens and dozens of times, partying with him. He was on his on the flight log at least 7 times, and Epstein was on his private jet. I'm wondering, with all that evidence, and now we're learning that he's actually in the Epstein files multiple times, how you can sit here and call into this show and say, there's no way he did any improprieties with Jeffrey Epstein. How could you say that, sir?
Well, what if you're wrong? How about that?
No, don't answer a question with a question. I'm wondering how, with all that evidence that I laid out to you, how you can say that you don't think he did. By the way, he's also an adjudicated. By the way, he's also an adjudicated rapist.
He's supporting him.
Do you understand that, sir? He was found liable for sexual abuse in a court of law. So that means you actually support a guy who was found liable for rape. I'm wondering how that makes you feel.
I don't support people who do stuff like that.
Was he found liable for rape? Yes or no?
That makes no sense.
Liable or convicted?
Sir, I'm going to say it again. Was he found liable for sexual abuse in a court of law? Yes or no? Yes or no, sir?
No.
Okay, so you absolutely have no idea what you're talking about. How can I have a conversation? Okay, you just said he wasn't found liable for sexual abuse, okay? The judge characterized it as rape who presided in the case, and you're saying no. So, sir, the earth is not flat, and the guy who you still support is an adjudicated rapist.
Why does he owe her $86 million?
Yeah, so sir, now that we've established again that you don't know what you're talking about, I'm just wondering, why do you still defend him?
I'm saying is, don't you think that if the case was true, like, why isn't he in jail yet? Why would there's no statute of limitations?
Because he's the president of the United States. You can't put a sitting president.
He's the president of the United States. You can't put the sitting president of the United States in jail. He's a 34 count convicted. He's a 34 count convicted felon. Something else, sir, that's undeniable. What do you think about him bragging about going into teenage girls' locker rooms without their permission and bragging about it sexually on the Howard Stern show? Would you like to defend that as well?
That wasn't right, but
that wasn't right. But you're still willing to look past that and vote for him. Well. What's wrong? Did you just develop a Joe Biden stutter?
I think he's.
Do you think this is funny, sir? Do you think rape is funny? Do you think looking at teenage girls naked without their permission, you think this is something to joke about?
Because if you support Trump, then you're okay with that.
Are you okay with that, sir? Do you think it's funny?
Why wasn't he arrested?
We just told you and gave you the explanation, and we're going back in circles. Why don't you answer the question? Is it okay for somebody to go into teenage girls' locker rooms without their permission and brag about it sexually? Are you okay with that?
No.
No, but yet you're still willing to look past that. How about having unprotected sex with a porn star after your wife has a baby? What do you think about that behavior?
Reprehensible.
Reprehensible. Thank you. What would you say about a guy? What would you say about a guy who says, I don't want Jews counting my money in my casino. I don't want black people counting my money in my casinos. I want Jews counting my money in Atlantic City. What do you think about that statement, sir? He said that in Playboy magazine. What do you think? What do you think about that?
His own daughter's Jewish, so drop the shit.
His daughter is, first of all, his daughter is not Jewish, okay? Jared Kushner is Jewish. You have no idea what you're talking about. The Trump family is not Jewish. Jared Kushner is Jewish. You have no idea what you're talking about. But let's talk about his daughter since you brought that up. Are you okay with the behavior of him saying the one thing that he and his daughter have in common is sex, calling her voluptuous, saying that if she wasn't my daughter, I would date her? What do you think about that behavior, sir?
It was pretty off the cuff.
Pretty off the cuff. So your example and defense of a man sexualizing his own daughter is, quote, it's off the cuff. Do you realize how freaking ridiculous you sound? You're embarrassing yourself. Why can't you just say it's awful and he's a terrible human being and he's treated women horrible in his entire life and he's a terrible guy? What stops you from saying that?
I think he's a very bad guy, but we didn't vote for him.
Gotcha.
We didn't vote for what?
All right. So you were willing to vote for a very bad guy who is an adjudicated rapist who has 25 women who are accused of a rape or sexual assault, including his ex-wife in court documents. And I'm wondering, what is worse than that about Kamala Harris that made you not vote for her? Can you give me one thing that is worse than Donald Trump's behavior of being best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and raping women? Can you tell me something that Kamala Harris did or one of her policies that's worse than Donald Trump raping women? Please tell me.
Well, one, she shouldn't be voting. She should be not in the White House, number one.
Whoa. She shouldn't be voting. She should not be. What are you talking about? I just asked you a question. I need you to focus, MAGA, okay? All that behavior that we were just discussing over the last 5 to 10 minutes. Can you name me anything that Kamala Harris has done in her life that rises even close to that? Name me one thing.
Well, she how did she get into politics? Let's look at that.
How did she get into politics?
She was an attorney general.
Because she was elected, you dumbass.
She was a prosecutor.
She was elected, you dumbass.
Elected to the Senate.
Do you not even know that she was elected, you idiot?
She was a good lay.
She was what? I'm sorry?
A good lay.
A good what?
A good lay, I think he's saying.
All right. Well, you're obviously not a serious
this guy had
person.
A week
so have a nice day, jackass.
By his own admission, he's been stewing for a week about this. Yeah. And instead of putting together a cohesive argument or trying to make a point, he comes on here and just acts like a trolling.
Aaron, I'm going to repeat what I said last time, and I was wrong. I apologize. I said good luck at your Klan rally last time. What I meant to say, Mr. Grand Wizard Aaron, good luck at your Klan rally tonight. You frickin' fool, you. Let me just tell you one thing. You don't have to be an open-minded guy to believe that. It means you have to have an IQ over 20. So stop it with the open mind nonsense.
Why can't I just tell you, I saw the job report. The job report is indeed terrible. But however, the Epstein files, 3 Democratic judges were blocking him from the full release. I could play the clip and you could see it.
Okay, but you don't understand the full process here. They're talking about less than 3%. And the reason why they're doing that, the reason why the judges have done that, is because they feel like it's a political ploy and they're only giving them stuff to release that they want to. Let me be very clear. I don't even think you're aware of this, X. If Donald Trump wanted to release all of the Epstein files today, he would be able to do that. And he would also be able to redact the names of all the victims. The reason why they're sending it to these judges is because the judges will not pass it through, because all the judges understand they're only picking certain parts of it that don't expose certain people. Some of the judges have said that publicly. Do you understand that, X?
That's not evidence.
X, did you listen to what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. What part of what I said does not make sense to you?
Not what you said, but I'm just saying what the judges are saying, because if the two of them are Obama.
And what are the judges saying? What are the judges saying? Tell me.
It's like Bill Clinton's. They said, they blocked it 3 times. That's what I found.
And what are the judges saying? What are the judges saying? I know what the judges are saying. I'm asking if you know.
I didn't research that part.
Okay, so you don't know what the judges are saying, but you're claiming you do. That makes sense. So I will repeat myself once again. There are several judges that have already said that this is political, and they will not release it based on politics, because the Trump administration is picking and choosing less than 3% of the files to be released. That doesn't put them in harm's way. What the judges mean is release everything, don't release bits and pieces of it. If Donald Trump tomorrow wanted to release all the files, you could also redact the victims' names. He could do that without a judge's order. Are you aware of that?
It's blocked federally.
Are you aware that Donald Trump today could release all the files without a judge making a decision on it? Are you aware of that?
He can't.
X, I appreciate the phone call, but I can't go in circles with you, X. I can't keep going in circles with you because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what the judges have said.
I have the articles.
You have the what?
I have the video clips. I have the articles, and I have the video
What
clips.
does that mean? You have the articles. The articles of what? The Constitution?
Like, no, I have the 3 judges. Like, two of them.
The articles of what?
One of them is Hillary Clinton. Like, Bill Clinton.
What does that have to do with anything? What I just said.
Trump from releasing it. They blocked Trump from releasing those files.
Where is your evidence that they blocked? Where is your evidence that they blocked Donald Trump from releasing files that Hillary Clinton is in there? Where is your evidence to prove that?
The leading Democrat on the House Oversight Committee.
I don't know what you're playing, X. I'm asking you yourself. You don't need to play me audio clips. Okay,
This is the Midas Touch network that got debunked by Jeffrey.
Okay. I don't care what I'm asking you because you're the one who's making the claim.
That's
You're claiming that the reason why. And what did I just say? What did I just say 5 minutes ago?
You're saying because they're choosing to release,
And are you okay with that? Do you
releasing,
disagree with the
all of
judges?
it.
Do you disagree with the judges on that?
Trump never said that he's planning on releasing small things or that's what I'm saying. He never said that.
So Trump is telling the truth, and you believe everything Donald Trump says. Let me repeat myself.
Let me repeat myself
once again to make it as clear as possible for you. The reason why Donald Trump will not release all of the Epstein files is because it's damning to him and people around him. So what he is trying to do is he's trying to just put out very small pieces of it that will not hurt him, knowing that the judges will not judge on this one to do it. They knew that this was going to happen. They're trying to deflect. Right. And they're blocked him because they don't want it to be political where you just put out bits and pieces to hurt people's political.
Look, listen, I'm an open-minded guy. I totally think it's possible for him to be in there. But what I'm saying is, if you
don't have to be an open-minded. You don't have to be an open-minded guy. Hold on a second. Let me just tell you one thing. You don't have to be an open-minded guy to believe that. It means you have to have an IQ over 20. So stop it with the open mind nonsense.
Why didn't Joe Biden's administration release?
I've gone over this time and time again. Okay. Do you understand that they were sealed? Do you understand the legal ramifications that Joe Biden had when there were open investigations into the Maxwell case and they were sealed? It wouldn't have been legal for Joe Biden to do so. Number two, even if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't defend Joe Biden on it, just like I don't defend Donald Trump now. Why do you guys always want to talk about Joe Biden? Why can't you live in the present and talk about 2025? Joe Biden, I have facts. Joe Biden did not campaign on he's going to release the Epstein files. He didn't campaign on the fact. Hold on a second. Listen, Donald Trump campaigned on the fact that he was going to get all the liberal elites and everybody on the left and the Epstein files were going to be exposed, and all the stupid supporters believed him. He campaigned on this. Joe Biden never campaigned on it. Donald Trump did. So what do you have to say about that?
So judges blocking. Period. That's what I'm saying.
God, we're going back to the judges blocking. Oh my God. X, I appreciate the phone call. You have no idea what you're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the case with most Donald Trump supporters. The X is next up on PTL. Hello, X.
Hello. How are you, Leonard?
Hey there, X.
Good.
What's on your mind?
Before you ask me anything, you can ask me whatever you want, but I just wanted to, ask Leonard something. Hey, I want you and Brian to go together on Piers Morgan show. I want you there too. I think there's.
I'm popular. I'm not popular.
We'll work on that,
but
we'll work on that. But let's try to stay on topic here, X. X. You've made statements on this show where you think Donald Trump is doing okay. So I want to ask you, what do you make of the fact that Epstein's victims, some of the victims were speaking in D.C. today, and then moments after that press conference, the guy who you said is doing okay said that it was a Democratic hoax. Do you think the Epstein files and Epstein, it's all a Democratic hoax? What do you make of Donald Trump saying that?
The truth will come out. That's what I'm saying. The truth will come out.
I don't know about that.
Hold on. X. Why doesn't Donald Trump want the truth to come out?
I'm saying it will come out.
That's not my question.
Say that.
X, that's not my question. I need you to focus. Why doesn't Donald Trump want the truth to come out? That's my question to you.
Like, there's multiple reasons. One, one possibility is he could be in there.
Yeah, I think that's a strong possibility. Yeah,
good job, X. Very good.
What are the other possibilities?
Look, listen, I'm not going to defend, people who are right, wrong. That's what I'm saying. I try to give.
What are the other possibilities?
The other possibilities, there's other victims, in there.
No, that's not. Hold on. With respect, that's not a possibility because he can release the files today. Hold on. Let me explain to you why. He could release the files today, but he can redact the names, which they would do, of every single victim. So you're wrong.
And they had 10 victims there today saying we don't care if they know our names.
So just to be clear, X, that is not a possibility. Go ahead, give me another one.
Okay, another possibility that I believe could be is there could be other powerful people
Well, I think that's certainly plausible and a possibility, but is that an excuse to not release the files?
I feel like it's a mix of two sides. There's something going on. That's what I'm saying. Look, listen, the truth will come out.
So how could you say he's doing an okay job then? I don't understand. How can you say he's okay?
Like I said, I said he's doing an okay job on the border. I didn't say about this.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not doing a good job on the border. He's taking away people's rights. He's not giving them due process. He's decided that to send out men in masks who don't identify themselves to throw people in white vans and other vehicles without identifying themselves, without a warrant. And this is in America. This is America. This is not some other country. And you're saying just because it shuts down the border a little bit and has less people and people are getting deported, it's okay to take away their due process rights, their search and seizure rights, their rights as human beings?
X, is
you're
that
saying
okay?
That's a good job?
You can't be litigating, but you can't provide the names. That's what I'm saying. We're going
is it? Listen, yes, actually you can. I've given you names like Garcia and other names of people that are not getting due process. I've given you names and you just don't want to face the reality. So let me ask you some specific questions. Is it okay with you for people to get arrested outside of the courtroom when they're trying to go through the judicial process of trying to become naturalized citizens?
What you told them to do.
X, are you okay with agents outside of courtrooms tackling fathers and mothers to the ground without giving them due process when they're trying to do it the right way? Are you okay with that? Yes or no? Just say yes or no.
Obviously not. But but let me explain.
Okay. Hold on. No. Hold on. You're the one who said that you like what he's doing with immigration. You just admitted that you're not okay with some of his immigration policy. How do you feel about people?
You're not letting me speak. You're only allowing.
Well, you said that he's doing it. You like
you're only trying to talk about one point. That's what I'm saying.
No, there's several points.
No, that's not true. You said you like his immigration policy.
Can I speak? Yes or no? If I can't speak, then
you can speak. You can speak, but you're not. You just said you're not okay with what he's doing.
Let me just explain to you. That's what I'm saying. You're trying to just put yes and no. Again, if you're not legal, what I'm saying is you don't have the same, your rights are more limited.
Not true. Not true. No, this is why I'm going to interrupt you. Cut him down. Yeah, let's check the Constitution. What does it say in the Constitution, X? Does it say any citizen deserves the right to due process? Or does it say any person deserves the right to due process? As I pod you back up, X, let's take a second grade civics test. Stop talking. Answer my question. Does it say any citizen deserves the right to due process? Don't say okay. Or does it say any person?
Check the internet.
Answer the question. Does it say any person or any citizen?
Like I said, again, I've explained to you,
no, you're not going to explain to me. No, you're not going to waste my airtime, and you're not going to explain to me anything. You're going to either answer my question, or you could be a coward, and I'm going to hang up the phone. You just said they don't have the right to due process. You have to go by the Constitution. I just asked you a very simple second grade question, which is, and I'm going to repeat it again, and you're going to answer it or the conversation is over.
Come on.
Does it say in the Constitution, will you stop talking? Stop talking and listen and get the MAGA wax out of your ears. Does it say, stop talking?
I'm not MAGA.
Pot him down again. You know what? You might not be MAGA, but you're also not very intelligent. Stop talking and listen.
I'm hoping that he'll answer.
I'm going to ask you one more time.
On,
does it say in our Constitution any citizen deserves the right to due process, or does it say any person deserves the right to due process? Answer the question.
But if I answer, you're not going to interrupt me. That's what I'm saying. Period.
If you answer the question.
Okay, tell you one thing, if you're a citizen, if you're not a citizen, it's less. For example, you're not.
Will you pod this idiot down again?
He's trying to say that
Jeez.
there's a difference between someone who's a citizen and someone's a person. If you were on a cruise ship and you came from another country and you walked onto the shores of New York City, let's say, and something happened where you were arrested or there was a question, that same person who's not a citizen now gets due process. You can't just take them and book them without any due process.
Let me explain to X. X, you could keep talking if you want to, but I'm not listening. In our Constitution, it says any person deserves the right to due process. There aren't innuendos in there. Oh, well, if you're undocumented, you don't get this, this, and this. It says any person deserves the right to due process. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have been deported, that have been sent to El Salvador prisons and other prisons around the world that are one of the highest maximum security prisons on the planet. And Maxwell is being treated better than these people, many of whom have never committed a violent crime in their life. Yet you think he's doing a good job on immigration when he's not giving people the right. See, the problem with you is you don't listen. I'm trying to educate you because you sound like a very uneducated man. And I'm trying.
He didn't listen at all.
And I'm trying to be patient with you, but all you do is you keep talking and you don't listen.
He didn't.
Okay.
He didn't
you
listen.
have no idea what it says in the Constitution. You have no idea. Do you realize how uneducated you are on this issue? Do you understand, X? By the way, what's your real name? Why do you call in as X? Because you don't want people all over the country to know how dumb you are? Why don't you tell us your real name? Why is your name X?
That's for me to know.
Oh, that's for you.
He doesn't want to answer anything.
Yeah. You don't want to answer.
Is he a MAGA? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
He must have voted for Trump.
He did.
He did. I could tell.
I don't buy anything.
I can tell.
You don't even know what it says in the Constitution. No,
he has no argument.
You don't need to explain to me anything. You're a waste of my time.
He's low information.
You're a waste of my time.